So 9.9 chemistry, here it comes. So 1 to 10, this is getting sort of repetitive in my mind, but it's got to do it. Combination is 2 or more substances react to produce 1. Decomposition is 1 substance breaking down to form 2 or more. Sometimes people forget to mention heat there, and that costs you a point, and that's aggravating, but if you did that, just get it next time. Single replacement's the longest explanation. It's an element and a compound reacting, and the element replaces a different element in that compound. Double replacement is new. That's 2 compounds involved, and the cation ions exchange. It would also be right to say the anions exchange, or the positive ions exchange, or the negative ions exchange, or whatever you'd want to say. It basically looks like this. You have an A with an X, you have a B with a Z, and when you come out, you get an A with a Z, and therefore a B with an X. The first ones stay first because the positive's always first. The seconds stay second because the negative's always second. They just trade dance partners. Alternative answer for that would be double decomposition, but that doesn't seem like a better name. And then the other name is metathesis. M-E-T-A thesis. So if you like those names, they are acceptable, but I don't know those names, so I'd rather you not use them because I'll forget what alternative name is with other alternative name. Neutralization is the 10th. 11 is a precipitate, which might be supposed to be pronounced precipitate. I've heard that both ways. I'm not a chemistry guru necessarily, so I'm not sure if it's precipitate or precipitate. Who knows? We could Google that and find out if anybody cares, but that's our new one-ish, up to 11. Today I asked you to name 4 of the rules. We're never going to name all 8 of these rules. I don't think we ever name any of the rules again. I don't think any of these rules are bad. No, they're not. They don't make the test either, I don't think, because what we'll do on test day is I will give you one of these fine papers that has the rules on the left, along with the electromotive series, and on the back, your favorite periodic table. So I'll give you one of those, and I'll give you one of those just right now. We'll start it here. You can handle the circulation notes from that position. I'll bet you you're pretty smart about how to hand papers out. But the rules, even if people only did half of a rule, I'm going to just be nice and say, hey, whatever, I'll go with it. So rule 1 was nitrates and acetates are soluble. What does soluble even mean? Dissolves in water. For example, what's something you might see in your daily life that's a solid that could dissolve in water? Salt would work, sugar would work, different things like that would work. Those things, there's a Kool-Aid, those things dissolve in water all quite well. But if they said both of those, that was a rule together. But if they only said one of those, just give them their point. It said chlorides are soluble. I don't care on second thought if you have the exceptions in there. So if you say chlorides are soluble, go ahead and take it. Sulfates are soluble, but there's exceptions. Alkali metals and ammonium are soluble. Acids are soluble. Oxides and hydroxides insoluble, but with exceptions. Sulfides insoluble, but with exceptions. Phosphates, carbonates insoluble, but with exceptions. And I wrote in my book, and you could jot on your notes somewhere, it must come up somewhere on the line, chromate is insoluble. I added that to mine in red, so that must matter in a homework question somewhere. So along the lines of our mysterious number 4 flaw from before, chromate insoluble must be something that is going to put in an appearance. Again, we're not memorizing those rules because there's a ton of exceptions. But we will use those, and I'll show you how in a minute. Question about the rules. They exist, they're there. You memorized a couple, that maybe speeds you up later. But you're still going to all the time be having to look up at that paper for the exceptions. Then we got old stuff. Oxygen is the key element. That's called burning. The bases are metal oxides plus water. Salts are metals plus nonmetals. Oxyacid is nonmetal oxides plus water. And then the electromotive series is an arrangement of metals in order of descending reactivity. Arrangement of metals in order of descending reactivity, meaning the top is the most reactive. Question about scoring that thing. Okay, 910 is the final read of the section, so it should be no big mystery what you're reading about. 1 to 10 is pretty much running out of steam. It's the end of a chapter, so there's going to be 2 boxes. So if you keep flipping through past the homework pages, there's a box about pollutant gases. So there will be a little bit of an open-ended question where you're going to talk a little bit about the pollution gases that you read about. Then there's a box about carbon dioxide, so there will be a little bit of open-ended thing there about the carbon dioxide box. To claim those points, you should read the entire box and then just remember some facts that you spout off. You shouldn't just read until you know 3 facts that you're ready to spout and then not read the whole rest of the page. Read the whole thing and be ready to spout off some facts about those gases. Compared to today then, from 16 down, just stays the same. Number 11 is going to go in reverse. What is a precipitate? It's a solid that appears in a solution during the course of a chemical reaction. So it's almost like a magic trick. You mix together these 2 liquids and poof, there's a solid like out of nowhere, like you're a magician. I have a video clip. If we have time, I'll drop the screen. We'll show that. You know where we're going with this?
I think I know where you're going with this because this is what I was thinking of.
All right. So we'll see if the family connection here can successfully predict what his dad is thinking for a video clip.
If it's funny, I know
It's
exactly.
a funny clip.
I know exactly.
It involves Adam Sandler.
No, I was thinking of a different one.
Okay. This is an Adam Sandler.
No,
what were
never
you
mind.
thinking?
I was thinking of the kid that he pulls the thing and hits the other kid, and then the TV set like falls on him.
Yeah, no, that's a whole other experience. Yeah, this is an Adam Sandler movie, but where he pulls out a precipitate out of his solution.
That he says is a magic trick.
That also involved a magic trick, but that's a magic trick on their own.
Yeah.
Question about 910 quiz. Okay, so homework off of this will be number 11, and I'll continue to pitch the idea of working on that 13 to 17 in bits and pieces, because that's a long one in a single sit down. But do you? 11 has with it a 1M and 1N, and behind me is some space where I'll do a couple problems that are harder than what you'll do tonight, but someday, some other assignments and tests, you'll have to do this the way that we're about to do this. Question before we roll on the 2 examples? What do I always say is some of these it makes them harder, but you have not been asked to do this much.
Write them out.
Write them yourself. Write the equation yourself. So the example 9-8, I'm working from 232 if you care. It says complete and balance the equation for the reaction between barium nitrate, so barium, Ba, get the charge from the periodic table, somebody find that while we're talking, nitrate, NO2.
Oh.
Nitrate, or wait, we say 8, no, you're right, NO3 nitrate, good call, no, you're good, NO3 is true. We have to memorize that charge, which is 1. What was barium's charge? Is it a 2? So
I don't know, I just went off the brain.
I think so.
It's 2. It's 2.
All right, so we need to go parentheses 2. And plus potassium,
Okay.
K, sulfate, SO4, charge on sulfate, 2, potassium's 1, so
2.
2, it's like a Star Wars robot, K2SO4. Arrow, and that's what the book will give you when you go to do whatever homework number I said. That's where you're going to be. But someday on a test, there are some that you'll have to do that beginning part yourself. Let me start the next one, and then I don't need to look at the book, and then I'll just finish them both. So example 9-9, same thing, complete and balance, blah, 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 blah. They have nitric acid. So, any acid starts with H. This is not binary. How do I know it's not binary? Because it doesn't say hydro. So nitric, we have to remember what that trades for. Nitrate. X
So
and H go
NO3.
together. So that is NO3. Charges. Nitrate was 1, hydrogen's 1, so we're good. So we have nitric acid and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium
Na.
hydrogen carbonate. CO3. Hydrogen carbonate is a thing with a charge of 1 sodium, and we're good. That's where the homework tonight that you do is going to set you up here. Future days, there are some test questions that are going to make you do that. I'm sure there's some of those chapter review questions in the homework coming. They're going to make you write them yourself. Writing them yourself is a pain because if you mess up the subscripts, you're ruined. Like we were on number 4 from our arch enemy, our nemesis. Question about how I wrote those, not required of you tonight, but is required of you in your next week-ish. Then we're just going to do a bunch of swapsies. So for double replacement, BA needs to go with
SO4.
SO4. Were those charges a match based on our conversation from 3 minutes ago?
No.
Yes. Barium, we looked on the table, was 2. Sulfate, we memorized, is a 2. Those are good friends. We're not going to bring the 2 with K. We're just going to bring the K, maybe a 2, but maybe not a 2. But
With the
K is
NO3.
coming,
NO3.
NO3 is coming. And then you only do subscripts here if the charges dictate that.
And that's good.
And it's good. K is good with NO3. Question about completing. We'll come back and balance. Completing this one. H would go with HCO3. And that would form temporarily a thing called H2CO3. So here's a note to help you that you should probably jot down. It's probably a quiz question someday, but not tomorrow. I bet it makes the test like big quiz stuff. H2CO3 never lasts. H2CO3 dumps into 2 other more familiar things. And anybody with brain power and visual power, put them together. There's 2 things hiding inside H2CO3 that H2CO3 will fall apart into.
Is it?
H2O is one of them.
And then
And if we take away the
CO2.
H2 and the O, CO2. So never write H2CO3. It's going to fall apart into those 2 pieces. But when we go to build these, H2CO3 feels right, and if I hadn't told you that, you'd have no way to know that it wasn't right, but it's not right. So not H2CO3, but that. Then who's the other one?
NaNO3. NO3.
NO3. That's true. Question about, well, then check charges. We know those are right. NaNO3, is that all right? Yeah, we're good. Question about creations. Did the camera capture that one? Were we okay? Or were we pushed to our limits? Get it? All right, little tweak. So here, is anybody out of whack for balancing? The K's are. So if we want to fix the K's, throw a 2 there.
And that
made
balances.
2 NO3s.
And that balances
And
that.
that balances that.
And then
BA is regular, SO4 is regular. So we're good. We'll still be back. This one. Anything seem out of whack? I don't think so, but I'm going to do my checks just to check. So NAs are clearly good.
NOs. NO3 is good.
NO3 stayed intact as a package, so that's good. Here's H's with 2's. There's H's with 2's.
And then
There's a stray C, a stray C.
And then 3 O's.
O3 there. There's 2 plus 1 makes 3. So that one is already balanced, and we got it. Then here's a new thing that you're probably going to be annoyed. I'll bet. What might happen now that's going to annoy us? Does anybody see this coming? What's coming?
Like state symbols, like the
Yeah, I've never cared until today. I've not made you do any of that solid liquid gas business, but starting on this, we're going to care about these. Why? It's all that rule, all those rules that we just did today. So some of them you just know, CO2, you just know is a
Gas.
gas.
Liquid.
H2O,
Could be anything.
you know is a liquid. Nitrates. We check our rules. I don't know any of the rules. I'm just
Nitrates
kidding.
are soluble.
Are there exceptions?
No.
No, great. So we're gonna go AQ for that nitrate, we're gonna go AQ for that nitrate. Sulfates, I have no idea.
Sulfates are soluble.
Soluble, good, so AQ. No exceptions?
Actually, yes, that one is
Okay,
an exception.
there's an exception. So that one is probably insoluble,
Yep. Yep.
so that's a solid.
So you only do that on the right?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes,
Oh, thank Lord.
because tonight they're giving you the left anyway,
Yeah.
so
Just do it.
just do it on the right,
I know what.
That's,
okay?
I'm gonna end up watching.
I didn't say wrap on that.